a pharmacist gave me your contact details gave your contact details to my partner the other day when he met her in a pharmacy. She said you may be able to offer some advice with my ulcerative colitis, as I've been struggling with it for years, and the doctors are not interested. Open brackets. I've copied the lady into this email as she wanted to be kept up to date on how I got on. So in brief, I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis on October 23rd due to the rectal bleeding and passing of mucus. I had a colonoscopy with biopsies which confirmed it, and specifically proctitis. I was prescribed mesaline, oral and suppositories, which since I have been taking them, they have pretty much done nothing for me. I got hospitalised in October last year due to excessive bleeding and excessively going to the toilet, and put on IV steroids which stopped the bleeding, but also caused a load of other issues which I won't get into, but has led me to not wanting to be hospitalised again. My worst time was when I was in the IBD ward when I got diagnosed. It was a horrible place. It stunk, obviously, because everyone was farting and had really bad issues. Anyway, after I stopped the steroids, the bleeding returned and the excessive toilet use returned. Fatigue, pain, weight loss, etc. Let me just turn my brightness down on my phone because it's blagging my head. I've been back and forth with the hospital and they aren't interested in helping me. My IBD nurse has put on lots of requests for a colonoscopy, but the doctor cancelled all of them. She won't help me because my blood tests have come back as normal and all my calprotectin levels are normal. Interesting. Which I know that calprotectin levels can be normal, and you can be in a flare-up. This has been going on for 8 months now. I'm going to the toilet about 16 to 20 times a day, passing blood and mucus every time. I'm so tired all the time. I will have one good day where I can get on with things, and then that will exhaust me to the point I have to spend a couple of days in bed to recover. Anyways, that's a very brief idea of what's been happening. I'm currently on a 6-month waiting list to be transferred to a different hospital. The hospital I was at now refused to offer advice or help while I'm waiting to be transferred. So I'm in limbo at the moment, but desperate to be well or as well as I can be. I've attached a letter I sent to a solicitor who's helping me with a case against the hospital I was with, as my hospital stay has now resulted in the removal of a body part. I'm so sorry to hear that. Hence why I don't want to be admitted again. But the letter I've attached is very long, which is why I gave a briefer version above. Thank you for taking the time to read this. Yes, so back to the top. Pharmacist gave me contact details. I'll give you my contact details. Some advice with ulcerative colitis. I've been struggling with it for years and doctors not interested. So you want some help with that. And Elaine, the pharmacist, basically, she did message me and said that she did point someone my way. So yeah, I guess it's you. I had ulcerative colitis and it eventually ended up being Crohn's disease, but all that means is I had ulcerations in my large intestine all the way round. I was having like 25 to 30 bowel movements a day, blood and mucus coming out all the time. The reason why people have blood and mucus coming out is, what I've found is everybody has parasites. Like everybody that I've helped that's had ulcerative colitis has had some form of parasites come out of them when they've done the Qenda cleanse. And what happens is the parasites, so you can have the healthiest diet in the world, but if you've got parasites that burrow into your intestinal lining, they eat the nutrients from your food and then they dump their waste into your body. They dump stuff like isopropyl alcohol, lactic acid, phenol, formaldehyde into your system at the same time so obviously that's putting a lot of toxic stuff into your intestinal lining. That itself creates inflammation in your intestinal lining. And then how I've been explained it and how I explain to people is when you have too much toxicities in your body first creates inflammation to try fix that. So you can have like inflammatory bowel, irritable bowel syndrome and stuff like that. Bit of inflammation in the intestines, and then when there's too much toxicities, the body first makes inflammation, then it goes to ulcerations and cysts to try contain these toxicities. It makes the ulcerations and cysts to contain the toxicities. Then it can go to scar tissue, and then they say, cancer and stuff like that. And you see that with people. Like, I started off with IBS, and then I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, which is ulcers around the large intestine, and then I ended up with Crohn's disease because I had scar tissue, narrowing of the intestinal lining, and I had ulcers all in my small intestine as well. And basically it's when the body gets too much toxins in it. And if you've got stuff like parasites, candida overgrowths, bacterial overgrowths inside the small intestine, this is where it all goes wrong. You have this happening in the small intestine, then you end up with ulcerations in the large intestine. Sorry to hear that you've had a body part removed. That's very scary, and that's the last thing we want, and which is my biggest fear for people, really, which is why I do this. But that being said, like the Qenda, we can legally, it's got allowable health claims we can say about it. It can help maintain a healthy bowel. It can help with intestinal transit. It can help with your immune system regulation and keep you feeling good. And everybody that comes to me with ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, any sort of IBD, I definitely recommend the Qenda Ultimate Fibre, because that's what I personally use to fix myself. And then I brought it over here 8 years ago, and I've been helping hundreds of other people since, maybe even thousands now. So like personally as well, and obviously I've had a lot of customers that I haven't spoke to directly that I have helped with the Qenda and had good feedback from. So when you're suffering with any sort of digestive issues, the Qenda is my go-to, and you'll find that it will help. What I found is it did help stop the bleeding, and it's very likely when you take the Qenda you'll see parasites coming out, and then when you see them parasites coming out, which can be like worms or eggs or look like stuff that you haven't eaten. It can even look like sweet corn coming out of you if it's tapeworm. As they start to come out, I think you'll find your digestive health really improves, and overall health really improves. I've had some people that just had ulcerative colitis, had the Qenda Ultimate Fibre, and then they've been fine. They didn't even have to change anything in the diet or lifestyle. But their diet did change, because they went from only eating eggs all the time or white rice occasionally to being able to eat everything, and that was the same with myself. So if you want to know more about like Qenda Ultimate Fibre and ulcerative colitis, you can go on my YouTube and look at the playlist and see the people that I've helped with Crohn's and ulcerative colitis, and you can see how the Qenda will work. I do phone calls if you want to talk to me direct, but I'm happy to answer any questions you have on here. And we've got JD to help support you. I would recommend having like at least 6 tubs of the Qenda Ultimate Fibre, but even if you just get started with one, I'm pretty sure, I'm very confident you'll see some relief or some parasites coming out, so you'll know what's going on there. And sorry to hear about everything that's going on with the hospital. Sounds like it's a good opportunity to take your health into your own hands and deal with it yourself. So hopefully that helps. I don't want to speak too much on the medical system and stuff, because I know they do help a lot of people in emergencies, but when it comes to looking after yourself, I think number one priority has to be given to yourself. So if you need to know anything else, just let me know. Sorry to hear you've got the bleeding and stuff like that. I'm very confident the Qenda will help, because it's helped me and it's helped so many others with IBD.